Hey everyone, this is going to be my WrestleMania 33 review video. So as we all know, I'm sure 99% of you are pleasantly surprised with the outcome of WrestleMania. It was really, really good. I feel like what we have to do always going into pay-per-views is to have super low expectations, and then sometimes we'll be surprised by the outcome. And WrestleMania proves true to this because it was really, really good. There was some really fun moments and some super incredible, memorable moments that we'll never forget. And I'm just happy to be a part of it and witnessing this. And thank you guys so much for my Hardy Boys return video. It is skyrocketing. So thank you guys so much for the love and the views on it. And you guys are killing it as always. So I did make a poll on Twitter last night asking you guys if you wanted to see a review video, and an overwhelming amount of you said yes. I think it was 96% of you. So here I am. I'm going to be completely candid in this video. I want to just, give my opinion. I'm not speaking for everybody else. But there were some issues with the card in the sense of the winners. I feel like a lot of these winners are a little bit questionable. I don't necessarily agree with some of these people who won, but we'll get into it and let's dissect the WrestleMania 33 card. So we start off with the kickoff show, which is Aries and Neville fighting for the Cruiserweight title. This was really, really fantastic, and I cannot stress anymore how much they needed to be on the main card, but unfortunately they were not on the main card, which is sad because it really shows how much passion they have for their division, which is nothing. So they just don't believe in their division for the cruiserweights, and it's sad because Aries and Neville put on a fantastic match. I'd say it was the top 3 of the night for sure. And I'm very, very impressed. This is where I have to eat crow a little bit. I really thought that Aries was going to win. He did not win. So I think heel Neville is actually one of the best characters in the company right now. And I am so excited that they moved forward with his gimmick. I think it's incredibly smart to have Neville retain, and I'm very happy that he did retain. I see a lot more Aries Neville matches happening in the future, and I cannot wait to see what they have in store for Neville in the summertime. Then we have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. This is where I want to rant. This match basically is just so everybody can get a paycheck. I have so much respect for that, but this battle royal really never meant anything to begin with. I mean, let's go back a couple years. Cesaro was the first ever winner, did nothing for his career. Big Show was the second winner, did nothing for his career. Baron Corbin was the third winner, did nothing for his career. So I think it's just a title to add on to accomplishments, if anything. That's really all it does. It's just, oh, I won the battle royal, big deal. So backstage politics played a big deal in this battle royal. Mojo Rawley only won because of his best friend, who is Rob Gronkowski of the New England Patriots. He's the tight end for that team. He's a super famous athlete. If he did not know him, I highly, highly, highly doubt Mojo would win this. So it's just who you know. It's like that old saying, like, it's not about your skills, it's just about the people that you know. That holds true to this case. Mojo Rawley is a terrible, terrible wrestler. So it's criminal that Braun Strowman did not win this. I am disgusted by the results. I will say though, Damo in there, I was popping for that. That was everything. I love Damo so much. And of course I'm not going to call him Killian Dane because the name's stupid, let's be real. But it was a pleasure to see Damo in that match. Shockingly, we have the IC title on the fucking kickoff show. I was so shocked by this. It was insane to hear that when Renee said, next up we have the IC title. I was like, what the hell is going on? So Dean Ambrose ultimately gets the win here, and it really wasn't a good match, to be honest with you. But I will say it is disgusting that Baron Corbin did not win here, he has been built up pretty good since January. So for him to just lose here, it's just ridiculous. I don't agree with that at all. And he really needed this win based off of how the storyline was turning out. I felt like he needed this. But of course, they pulled back and did not give him the title. It's funny with WWE booking. It's like they elevate a guy and then they reel it in, and then months later they'll elevate again. They just don't know how to make up their minds. They're very, very fickle. A lot of people are tweeting me saying, don't worry, he'll win it soon at a SmackDown or Extreme Rules. But that's just not the same feeling as having your WrestleMania moment. I'm sorry, it's not. So it's not going to mean as much for me when Baron Corbin finally does win the IC title. It's going to just be like, okay, whatever. You know, it's not going to have that same massive effect as someone who wins at SummerSlam or WrestleMania. So we're finally into the main card now. AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon is the opener. This match, myself included, I slept on this. I'll be the first to say, oh my goodness. This was my second favorite match of WrestleMania 33. I'm going to take one full minute to put over Shane McMahon. Okay? What's fair is fair. I give credit wherever credit is due. For a nearly 50-year-old man to do a shooting star press, wow. You're incredible. Nothing but respect for you, Shane. That was such an amazing match. I am so beyond thrilled that AJ was put over here because it's what needed to happen. Let's be real. So I felt like the booking was right. The match was great for what it was. There was a lot of high spots. And for Shane being almost 50 years old, wow, that was incredible. Seriously, everybody needs to watch that match. Then we have Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the US title. This match surprised me, not in a good way. While it was a good wrestling match, I just felt that it could have been a little longer. And you know, I guess maybe because it was so predictable that Kevin Owens was going to win, maybe that's why it kind of lost a little bit of luster for me. But it kind of just faded into the background in terms of best matches to worst matches. It was kind of just like there, smack dab in the middle. So it was good, but it wasn't memorable, if that makes sense. Kevin Owens did win here, which I agree with because he needed it. But it wasn't like, oh my God, that was the best match ever. No, it wasn't. I was surprised by it, but not in a good way. So next up, we have the Raw Women's Championship in the Fatal 4-Way. I had high hopes for this, but it wasn't good. It was actually one of the weaker matches on the entire card. And I don't know if this was done intentionally, but it was very short for what it was. It was an elimination match. It was very, very short. I don't know if Vince did that intentionally because they stole the show last year, but they did not outshine at all this year. It was quite honestly pretty bad. I had a lot of gripes in this. Nia Jax, however, she looked incredibly strong in the beginning. So I was proud of her. She looked really good. I'm going to just cut to the chase here. Bayley doing the elbow drop off the top rope to defeat Charlotte to retain her title. What I don't understand is at the Royal Rumble, she did that and Charlotte kicked out. Now, all of a sudden, Charlotte didn't kick out. That is so stupid to me. Like, really? I don't get that. I think that is so incredibly dumb. I'll put over Charlotte for a second. Charlotte doing the corkscrew moonsault. She's fucking amazing. She's the GOAT. Let's be fucking real. So, moving on, we had the mixed tag match, which was Miz and Maurice versus John Cena and Nikki Bella. John Cena and Nikki Bella won, expected. Then he proposes to her for Total Bellas. It was sappy as fuck, but whatever. Then we had the Raw Tag Team Championship ladder match featuring Enzo and Cass, Sheamus and Cesaro, and Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. So New Day's music hits, so everybody was thinking that New Day was just entering themselves in the match to make it a fatal 4-way ladder match. But no, we have the incredible return of the Hardys. So that was such a memorable moment. I don't think I'll ever forget that moment. that was definitely the moment of the night, hands down, by far, by light years, let's be real. I'm just curious to see what Matt Hardy is going to do in WWE. Like, is he going to have creative control over this broken Matt Hardy character? Because with TNA kind of on their ass with this lawsuit, I don't know, but I do know that he owns the broken character. So I don't know how much of TNA can fight something that is patented and owned by Matt Hardy himself. But for now, maybe WWE might play it safe and only have a sprinkle of the broken character and not a full-fledged broken character. I don't know how that's going to pan out, but all I have to say is I am so happy that the Hardy Boys won the Raw Tag titles. That division really needed something to save it. And of course, they have these powerhouse stars now helping this division. I am so excited. And hashtag, fuck that owl. Fuck you, TNA. Next up, the match of the night, in my opinion, Seth Rollins versus Triple H, with Seth Rollins going over here. That was such a fucking incredible match. That really, really was amazing. And it was great. You know, I have nothing more to say. It was just fucking great. It was a classic. And I'm extremely excited that Triple H did indeed put over Seth Rollins. So Triple H is due for a Mania win. So next year, don't be too shocked if he finally wins again. But it was a great match. I will say, however, Seth Rollins needs a new finisher. Despite all of these injuries to his knee, he needs to do something different because we do not want him aggravating another injury with his knee in the future. I mean, he's only 30, so I really, really hope they give him a new finisher because he really needs one to further his career. You know, longevity is very important in WWE. I do not want him retiring early. Rollins is a star, and I'm so excited that he went over here. So with the WWE Championship match, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt, I don't know. I'm kind of upset in a sense. I don't like Bray Wyatt. However, I am a huge proponent of younger talent being elevated. So in that regard, I feel really, really bad that Bray Wyatt was not put over here. But I also look at it from a business standpoint, and that Bray Wyatt is not going to put as many asses in seats as Randy Orton can. So I understand that Orton has a lot more star power, but I just felt like Orton did not need that at all. That Bray really needed that desperately to save his character. So I think that booking decision was a little questionable, and I don't really agree with it. I definitely thought Wyatt should have gone over, but he didn't. So I don't know. I'm sure a lot of Bray fans are really upset by this, but I don't know what they're going to do furthering Bray Wyatt because he really needed that win, and to lose at Mania is not necessarily a good sign because he needed that win so desperately. I don't know if Randy Orton did not want to put him over or if that was Vince's decision. Maybe Orton refused to. I don't know, but I thought Randy Orton was actually going to put him over. I'm shocked. I really am. So the only thing I could think is that Randy is much more of a draw than Bray Wyatt. But to be honest, how are you going to build new stars if you're not giving them a considerable amount of time to build themselves up as a huge household name? You know, they need 6 months to a year as the top star to be that star. You know what I mean? So to build a following, you need time. So, and I don't mean time being signed within the company. I mean time in the top spot to build onto that. So Randy Orton's done that already, and I just feel like Bray Wyatt's gonna get lost in the shuffle. So it's sad. Then we had Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg for the Universal title. This surprisingly was decent. It was a high impact, fast paced match, and I'm fine with that. It was only 4 minutes, but it was good for what it was. I think everybody was expecting it to be under a minute or less, but it actually was 4 minutes. So Lesnar won here. He was definitely the right man to win. Goldberg did not need the title anymore. In certain interviews, he was saying that the training regimen was way too tough for him and he was miserable. So it was obvious that he was going to lose here. And I'm just excited to see where the title goes in terms of Lesnar and who he will drop it to. We'll see. This summer is going to be very interesting. Then we had the SmackDown women's match in a 6-pack challenge. A lot of people thought that the women's match was going to get canceled because the show was 7 hours total, which was crazy. It started at 5, it ended at 12 a.m. Literally so insane. So Alexa Bliss went in champion. She did lose to Naomi here, which was very expected. Naomi did pick up the win in her hometown of Orlando, Florida, which was nice to see. But it did not have the same fun effect because she did win at Elimination Chamber. That was a bad decision that they had her win at the Chamber match because it did not mean as much, in my opinion anyway. But nonetheless, I am happy for Naomi and I hope she has a very long run with the Women's Championship. The final match, we have Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. Now, this match was not an instant classic by any means, but it did tell a story. And you know, I feel horrible that Taker is retired, you know, and a lot of people are speculating for years now, oh, is this going to be Taker's last Mania? Is this going to be Taker's last Mania? But last night showed that it is his last Mania. Like, for him at the end, after he lost to Roman, which Roman was quite botchy in that match, to say the least, for that to be a send-off match, I felt like it could have been a lot better. It should have been Cena Taker instead of Roman Taker. I'm not really a fan of Roman's in-ring skill. I'm not a fan of Roman at all, but his in-ring skills just don't do it for me. It should have been Cena to be the one to say goodbye to Taker and have that send-off match. However, I did see a photo surfacing on social media of Roman crying, bawling his eyes out after the match ended for him to retire Taker. It's sad. It is sad. No matter if you're a fan of Taker or just pro wrestling in general, that man gave his life for pro wrestling. I would say he's the most loyal wrestler in that locker room till this day. You know, he really loved wrestling and he gave us such amazing, incredible matches. And my favorite being with Shawn Michaels. You know, that was fucking incredible. I teared up at the end. My camera died, but I teared up at the end when he took off his coat and his hat and signaling to the crowd. It was crazy, you know. He gave his life for this business, but we could see from that match that Taker could barely move, you know. I just hope that he stays healthy. Now is his time to relax. He's made all the money in the world. He is fine. He'll be comfortable for the rest of his life. He just needs to be there for his children now and not focus on wrestling anymore, because I was genuinely worried about his health at the end of that match. Taking all those spears, wow, it really looked like Taker was going to die in the middle of that ring, to be honest with you. So I say at the end of this, thank you so much, Undertaker. You have given your life for this business, and I have the utmost respect for that. Thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe for way more videos, and I cannot wait to see who debuts on Raw and SmackDown tonight and tomorrow. Leave your comments below who you guys think it's going to be. I love you guys so much. Thank you.